Hello friends, Thunder Ridge Homestead here. How are you doing today? This is going to be a short video, and it's about homesteading head first. In other words, planning and preparing for things so that you're ready when you need to be ready. And I got to thinking today would be a good day to do this video. It is about noon, and I am sitting in my office, and I am in my pajamas. And you don't normally get to see me this way, but it's for a good reason. Outside today it is 11 degrees and we have a lot of snow, and it's just cold and it's just nasty and it's just gross. And because I'm prepared ahead of time and I've done my planning, I can sleep in today. I can relax, and I know my animals and my homestead is taken care of. My son opened up my chickens this morning, and they've already had a little bit of a treat. They have a full feeder in their house, which is great. It was just kind of a nice thing, you know, for me, because I got to sleep in today. Since he opened the coop up for me, I made him breakfast. He's working at home today, so we had a vegetable frittata. You know, we've just kind of taken it easy today. And I also have other preps in place besides having those chickens out there with their feeder full. The other prep I have in place is I filled up the turkey feed yesterday, so the turkeys have a feeder full of feed. They're in a pen that is large enough that they can walk around in. Honestly, after studying and living with turkeys for a long time, when it's cold out, they'll just stay on their perch for like a lot of the day and keep warm. You know, they're perfectly fine the way they are. They've got food ready for them. Their water container is in their pen with them, but it's probably frozen, would be my best guess. But, you know, they'll be okay for a while. They had a drink before bed last night, so they're not, you know, suffering in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, if they're asleep, they're not going to be drinking anyway. I have a barn camera, and this is my computer. Which was also something we put in place. And I was able to like look at my barn camera, and when I see them like laying there sleeping and eating and relaxing, you know, I'm not in too big of a hurry to go out there and, you know, break my neck. The sheep are in the barn. They have a full feeder, corner feeder full of hay. They have a protein mineral tub beside them. They have a warm bedding pack that's dry. They have shelter that's sheltered on the north, the west, and the east sides and open to the south. The sun is there on the south. And it's 11 degrees outside. We have a wind chill that says it's -3. And if I wasn't prepared and ready for things, it would be a frantic day. I'd be out there in the snow. I'd be, you know, marching around and struggling. But because I've prepared for things, that's not the case. It's all about planning, and that's kind of one of the things I wanted to show you, some of the ways I can do it. Being disabled as a homesteader, plan ahead. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. I'm going to take you out with me when we do go do chores, because I will go out there in just a little bit. Everybody needs fresh, warm water, so I'll take you with me then. All right, we're outside. I'm dressed a little different than I was last time you saw me. We've got our stuff ready, and even then I've got prepared. I've got my chicken food in the garage, and my dog food is in the garage in barrels. So I don't have to travel anywhere to get that. So I get my chicken food ready, and I'm going to have my 3 jugs of hot water. And that's what I need for morning chores. And first thing we're going to do is take care of these chickens. Like I said, my son let them out already earlier. And they've got some treats, but they do need some fresh water. Okay, so here's the first step. Every night, because I prepare, I dump out their water bottle and we fill it up full of nice warm water every day. This is for 3 roosters over here, so they don't take a lot of water. And then any extra water out of this jug, I just put into this container, and that's the hens watered. The next step is we're going to check on these roosters and make sure their feeder has food in it. And there's just 3 roosters in this house, so they don't take a lot. Okay. Into this feeder. I'm putting some high protein chicken food, and they've got a little bit of scratch grain, and this is just to supplement them because it's still very cold for the ones that are brave enough to go outside today. You can see here are the hens, and they won't go out very far. They're pretty happy and pretty contented. When it's this cold, they just don't see much of a reason. I call the little trip that I made today a one and done with the chickens and the barn, and it's not entirely true. I will go to the barn one time when it's 11 degrees out on a day like today. I have things organized so that works. These yard chickens are a little bit different. They will get at least 2 visits today. One time to open them up, feed them, make sure they have plenty of water, and then they'll come back tonight and gather the eggs and shut them up for the night when it gets dark. But they're close to the house, just that far from the house, so it doesn't make things hard at all. By putting the roosters all in one house for the winter time, it saves stress on the hens. That way they don't have to have roosters combating them and stuff. They can just have peace and quiet if they want it. So it works really well for the winter time. And that's another thing, just planning ahead. All right. Now we're going to head to the barn. Okay, Abel and I are in the barn now, and as you can tell, we're with the turkeys. And I think I mentioned that when it's cold and nasty, turkeys just like to just sit right on their little roost and take the day off. They have their whole pen, but they just have lazy days. It's like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add water for them. Their water right now, there's about a half a bucket in there, and the top of it was ice. It might even be frozen 3/4 of the way down this morning because it's really cold last night. But adding about a half a bucket of water is all that it takes. Since I use hot water in it, the hot water will melt the ice and help them to have more water from the ice. And they just really won't drink that much. And then I check, their feeder still has food. That's plenty for today. I'll probably put in some more though, just so if it's this bad tomorrow, I don't have to worry about them. So first step of it's done. And now they have some liquid water. A few of them make it down and check and see what I put down there for them. Get a good drink. Because I keep records and prep ahead. I have these feed barrels in here, and the feed barrels are full of grain. Each barrel will hold 75 pounds. It'll hold a full feed bag and half of another bag. And they are full of feed right now. And those are turkey feed. I have a barrel here that I have like corn, stuff like that I keep in when we're feeding it for the turkeys also. And it also has my lamb feed in it. And then I have 2 bags, 4 bags, and 7 more bags of alfalfa pellets. And I put those in there, buy them as I have money, buy them as I see them on sale, etc. So that I'm prepared for when I need to feed alfalfa pellets. And really, with these animals, the only time I feed the sheep alfalfa is when they are at the late parts of pregnancy or when they're milking. The rest of the time, they pretty much live on grass and hay. It's like I said, this is just a supplement for them for the cold winter. So, and this bucket is not grain for today because the feeder's full. This is grain for tomorrow morning, just in case I have another day that I want to be lazy or I don't want to get out here in time. The turkeys will have plenty of food. We'll feed that to them on the way out. But right now, the sheep are hungry, as you can tell. Now, like I've told you, we skyrocketed all the way up to 14 degrees. Woohoo! Not very warm. And the sheep have frozen water, you can see. But we're about to solve that problem. So, when we had a nice warm day this last week, it was above freezing, and I prepared ahead because I filled all their tanks full of water, fresh and cool. Not this cool. This is frozen. And a full tank is easier to keep moisture for them than an empty tank is, because an empty tank will freeze all the way to the bottom. So the first step is I put a gallon and a half of really hot water in there. Give it a minute. And then, if you can tell this, that's really all it took to thaw the top enough that they have a nice liquid water. And if I want to be further picky, I will take like the biggest chunks of ice out of here, depending on how much ice we have and how many days of cold it's going to be. Put them over in that bowl, and then they've got plenty of liquid water to drink. And I know it sounds crazy, but sheep, if there is snow, will get all the moisture they need from snow eating as well. So I come in here, we're checking time. to see how close she's getting. She still looks like her udder has not blossomed yet. They're eating their alfalfa. They have a full thing of hay. And they're done till tomorrow. Because I homestead head first and I prepare, we have square bales in the barn. I bought the square bales, I think it was in July this year. So it's good hay in season, all ready to go. I don't feed square bales at all unless it's this type of weather, or unless I have ewes in a pen or something where they have babies. So this is enough square bales to last us a whole year because I've planned and prepared. So now I'm going to continue with the theme. I'm putting grain in the feeder. Now they will have enough for tomorrow. So you can see, being prepared and knowing what you need and keeping records helps so much. Because I kept records, I know how much hay I have on hand for this time of year when I need the hay. Because I kept records, I know how much grain my animals ate during the coldest part of last winter, and I was able to get that grain here on a nice day when the weather was good and the barrels are full. Because I'm homesteading head first, I have the barrels near where the animals that need fed, so that I can take care of that very easily without too much trouble. And you know, it makes a day like today, by being prepared, by keeping proper records, I can have a lazy winter day, and it's great, and I don't have to worry about any of my animals. And that is why you should homestead head first. Thanks for coming along and watching, and if you like videos like this, just hit subscribe and be sure and give me that thumbs up, because it really does help. Thanks a lot. See you later.